Hello, everybody. Right now, this is telling me that it's actually started, but I won't believe it until I see captions or someone talking to me. This has been a pain. My microphone seems to be working. I have everything going. It still says it's waiting for me. I don't know why it's waiting for me. I've started everything. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. So, yeah, it's... Okay. Okay. Oh, me. Like I said, it would not be... It It would not be a Killer Orange Cat live stream if there wasn't a whole lot of technical problems. um, I don't know why this always happens to me. It's kind of aggravating, but that's life, I guess. Um, okay, hey Adam, I love your stuff. Thank you very much. The Shattered Line we spring forward tomorrow. No, I always hate that. I like it when we get the extra hour. Then I can go to sleep later, but it actually isn't later. I liked it better when it was in April because there was a very interesting thing about when they had daylight saving time in April. There was an episode of a Jeopardy that I had watched, and that was the question. The final Jeopardy question was: in certain parts of the country, what is the second shortest month after February? And the answer was April, because April is a 30-day, and daylight saving time takes away an hour. It was really clever. I liked it. How many cats do we own? We own 8 cats. We never set out to have 8 cats. Oh, okay. Well, it's the headset, so I get. How's that, guys? But yeah, it's the. I'm not listening to myself because that would be weird. So, anyhow. Oh, first thing, I promised someone to say that I would really like horses. Horses are great. Aren't horses just beautiful animals? And it may seem weird that I'm saying that, but somebody asked me to. Hey, everybody, it's my good friend Insane Alpha Beta. As you know, I've been promoting a GoFundMe for him because he wants to make an anime using a PlayStation 4. So he's a great guy, really funny, energetic, and just wonderful to be around. So I forgot to put the GoFundMe in the list for this, but I'll get it in there later if anybody wants to. I never ask people, as you know, to donate, but if you on social media, if you're on Facebook and you tweet it or Facebook it or anything, and then it'll get around a little bit more. Horses are great, but cats are better. Yeah, I'm not really going to explain why I had to say that, but someone told me that I should because it's true. Horses are great. So it's sort of an inside joke. No one's really gonna know too much about it. So, but hey there, sexy killer orange cat. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm not feeling rather sexy at the moment, but I gotta get myself to the gym tomorrow. I've skipped a few days, and when I skip a few days, I get really anxious. Hey Patty, and hey Bitty Bitty, who I have like 20 Words with Friends games going on right now. I don't know when I'll be able to do your story. I have to get back to you on that. There's been a lot going on and stuff, and yeah, I'm sorry if the mic isn't that great. I think going forward, I'll go ahead and use the regular mic. I don't want to do that right now, interrupt the stream because we already had enough technical problems. So, I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. As I mentioned before, I have some stuff coming out. I'll have a collaboration with Wondrous Library, who used to be called Heroes to Villains, who was a horror narrator for a while. It doesn't really do horror anymore, but it's a he's a nice guy, very very creative. He had a great channel. I was sad that it kind of went away, but he had some good stuff going on in his life, and that was great. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, Skyrunner. I don't like that sort of thing. It's that sort of no, that's too gross for me. Sorry, I can't even do the thing that you did in school about the little I couldn't even do the diarrhea song that kids always did. That just it grosses me out just a little too much. Not a fan of that kind of thing, really. Um, and hell, when somebody was in my house, we had a roommate for a while, and the first time he decided that, oh, this is my house and I'm going to pass gas in the house. I'm like, no 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 no. You want to do that? Go to the bathroom and do it. I mean, everybody has to do it. I know that, but don't do it in my freaking living room. Get up, go into the bathroom. That's what bathrooms are for. And he was a good guy, though. He was a very good guy. I gotta get some more hellos in here. Kurumi the Spirit Nightmare. I love that name and your avatar. Welcome, Mama Wolf. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I just turned into Fat Albert. Hey, hey, hey. Liquor Store Grill. Just wanted to let you know I was here, but I don't feel so good, so not staying. Okay, a Liquor Store Grill, my very, very, very good friend who I annoy several times a week because other than my sister, she's my only friend in town, so I go in and bug her. But she's not feeling good. I hope you feel better, and I'll come see you. I'll come see you when you're back at work, and you better not have the coronavirus. If you do, I'll get it. I'm just completely kidding about that. That's a serious topic that shouldn't make jokes about. But yeah, hope you feel better. Hope you feel better. Kelly McAllister. Um, hello. The Shadow Lioness. Hi, Skyrunner's friend. Well, hello to you too. Wow, I've got 25 people in here. It's kind of interesting. Well, my original plan for the stream was to have a creepypasta read. Um, it's a classic one. Kelly96 is typing. I thought maybe I would do it in a joking way. I'll explain that because one of my favorite TV shows, Frasier, had this wonderful episode called Ham Radio, where they were reading a scary story, and it was very very interesting. It's a guy and a girl. They're talking over some sort of instant messenger, and I thought that I could. In the Frasier episode, Niles does this really bad girl's voice because he has to do a woman. And he's like, "Oh yeah, so we just started getting a brother there." So originally I thought I'd be annoying and just do a really voice like that, but I talked to the guy who wrote the story, and he's really nice. I don't wanna joke about his wonderful story, so I tried finding a program that would make my voice sound like a girl, so I could do both. But oh lord, they were all terrible, and it didn't make me sound like a girl. It made me sound like some sort of like It made me sound like Alexa or something. And that really wasn't what I was going for. So, but it's a great story. I talked to somebody on Twitter who seems to want to do it, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I do got other things to do tomorrow too, so if I do it, it'll be earlier than usual because there is something I do have to do around 7 o'clock, so from 7 to 10, I believe. But there we go. And it's a great story. I wanted to read it, but I'll read it hopefully tomorrow. And I'll get you guys a story video out. So I've been so all over the place lately, and I do apologize for that. I keep on saying I want to get things going the way they were before, and I keep on slipping and sliding and not doing it or anything like that. But it's just something that I've had some issues with my organization, and as my sister will probably tell you, I like organization, but if I have to get myself into the habit of organization. If I let myself slip, it just all falls away. I need to set up a schedule. I need to let you guys know. My videos are getting about like somewhere between 3,000 to 4,000 views. I used to get like tens of thousands of views, and it's because I've slipped and I haven't posted a whole lot. And I really am trying to organize myself and get myself back to that position that we were in. I do have so many good friends. Swamp Dweller showed up here in my stream. I love that guy. He's called me his favorite a couple times, which I appreciate. I don't know if I really am. And there's so many out there, so many better than me. And but I don't give up. Someone once told me I should. Your views are going down, so maybe you should shut off the channel, and that's not going to happen. I talked to Mortis Media, and we were going to do this thing where I make longer videos. And I really appreciate the advice, because he said something about the algorithm. That's one of the reasons I put together those compilations. And I didn't do a compilation for February, but I will, probably on Monday. The reason I haven't done it is because I want to get an original video out before. And I'm working really hard to have that tomorrow. As you know, I work with the people, with the stories. It has to be done in my voice. So, what about Unit 522? Love him. And he's a great guy, too. I mean, some people have said some negative things about him. I've never experienced that. He was sort of the opposite of what a lot of people probably know, that I collabed with a lot of small channels early when I was a bigger channel than them, and I did that because I really thought they had great potential. And a lot of them, I'm not saying anything about me, but Unit was the exact opposite. He was a bigger channel who helped me, and he actually asked me to. I have some narrations on his channel. We did a collaboration, and then he wrote a story, and he had me play one of the characters in the story, and that was fun. I don't remember what it is right at the top of my head, but he is great. You would break my heart to shut down the channel. I'm not shutting down the channel. I'm going to build this channel to be what I want it to be. And it's organization and stuff. And once I get that going, I'll be fine. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about last night. Let's talk about steamed hams. Uh, I I didn't even know about steamed hams until like a month ago. And the funny thing is I knew the segment from, because I always watch it. Actually, this is the funny thing. I watch it probably once a week when I just got the short video of it on my computer, and if I sit down, I'll say, "Oh, I'll watch steamed hams." I didn't know it was a meme, and then it was a meme years ago, and then I found it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is just so interesting." So I had to do it in my way, and everybody, oh, Killer Orange Cat, you're hammered, you're hammered, you're hammered. I wasn't hammered. I'll explain. I think I've explained this before. I'll explain it again. I have epilepsy, and with my epilepsy, I have medication. I'm sure you guys are familiar with gabapentin. I take gabapentin for my epilepsy, and occasionally gabapentin will make you seem like you're completely hammered. So I was wonky, but I was wonky because of my meds. It wasn't. I really wish. I really wish I was drunk because I do like getting drunk here and there. But no, that was my epilepsy medication. I don't like to talk about it a lot. It's kind of it's a weak. It's kind of a weakness, and that's why I pull it back. So, but yeah, sometimes I'll do that, and you'll just see me as goofy as hell. It also makes me talk a lot after I take it. Sometimes I might take it. And I'm sure you guys are just so thrilled to hear about this. We'll get to some more interesting stuff in a bit. But yeah, so like, it does make me like wonky sometimes, especially if I miss like miss it once, maybe I miss a dose. And sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll just sit there and for like a whole day. I'll forget to take it, and then I'll take it. and I'll be like, so, no. If I was drinking on a video, I'll tell you. I'll be honest about that. I've done it before, and my ex roommate did it too. It was so funny. He was doing this stream, and I bought a box of Chablis, and he drank almost the entire box during the stream, and this was so funny. He was so wasted. He went to the bathroom and went over to his bed. He couldn't pull his pants up, and he fell down face first on his bed with his naked ass sticking up. And he slept like that for like 6 hours. It was laughed my butt off. I just like, oh my god, it's now that's drunk. Sadly, he never really got people on his streams. It was a really small thing, but it was fun. It was fun, and I think you guys have heard a lot of stuff about me and him and my sister. He, I'm not going to go into it, but it's been a really bizarre sort of friendship thing going on. There was some bad stuff that happened. I'm very forgiving and stuff. Drunk Street, yeah, I might try it again. I've done it before. The funniest thing is when I do it, people don't know I'm doing it, and when I'm like high on the gabapentin, uh, people think I'm drunk. But it's fine. I don't care. I mean, I would be proud to be doing a drunk stream for you guys, and maybe I will, and I'll let you choose a liquor, but I won't let you choose a liquor. It'll be brandy or wine. That's what I do. Ooh, amaretto sours. I can get some amaretto because that's a sipping drink, so I can get some amaretto sours and just kind of sip on those. 'Cause I like those. Okay, let's get to some other things. Steamed hams, yes, steamed hams. So yeah, I welcome you guys if you listen to the steamed ham videos. Make fun of me because yeah, I listened to it again myself and I was like, oh my god, was I wonked out. But yeah, you guys can go there and make fun of me. I'm cool with that. So, are you a Kurumi Tokusogi fan? I don't know what that is. You can explain it to me and maybe I'll enjoy it. I want to do our family as Sims, but I can't have all 8 cats. Patty Hawkins, I'll drink with you. Screwdrivers. Yeah, screwdrivers are pretty good. Oh, Jack Daniels or Crown Royal. I don't do whiskey. Sorry, uh, for me, whiskey tastes like I'm licking an ashtray. The only time I ever had whiskey was the weirdest thing. Am I ignoring your comments? No, there's just a lot of comments going around, and it's hard to answer them all. So I'm not ignoring them. As you see, I don't answer everyone. I'm trying to get more people. I'm trying to get everyone, so I can't answer everyone's every question and every comment. So I'm trying to include everybody in here as much as I can. Hey ESL, I like that name. Yeah, it says I read it. I'm reading everything. It's just I can't. Oh, My Hero Academia, I love it. Deku's so wonderful. I think if I could hug an anime character, it would be either him or Chihiro from Spirited Away. Two anime characters I just absolutely adore and would just love to just give a big hug to. But Deku's great. Deku is great. My favorite anime is called Eden of the East. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but it's on like Hulu. It's a very interesting story. I watched it out of pure um, boredom. And if you haven't seen it, Akira Takizawa shows up naked while the protagonist girl is at the White House, and she throws a quarter at the White House because she's trying to make a wish, and the makes friends with Akira, who's he's naked and he has a phone and a gun, and his memory is completely wiped out. So it's an interesting anime if you haven't seen it, and I definitely recommend it. It's kind of silly too. There's a lot of talk about penises, but they call them Johnnies. And they mentioned something about they got the worst line ever in anime when when he gets his clothes and they're talking and she talks about whipping something out and he's like, the only thing that got whipped out was my Johnny, and it's like, holy shit, that's lame. But I love it. I love it, and it's a really weird story. You find out slowly about everything that's going on. It's just wonderful. Are you a Ghibli fan at all? Of course. Even the ones that oh, my brain is not working right now. Sorry. Even the ones that Miyazaki hasn't done. I liked. My brain is not working. The one with the what was the one called, Christina? The one with the little the littles or the borrowers. Um, I really like with the poor boy that has a heart condition. I really love that one. And I think Up on Poppy Hill. That was a really really strange one for Studio Ghibli because there's no fantasy in it. It's just a story. Johnny's Johnny needs to Johnny, the Johnny of the Johnnies of the Johns. Okay, you made me laugh for real. That doesn't happen very much. That was my real laugh. I mean, a lot of times when you hear me laugh, it's just me faking the laugh. I don't laugh very much. The Secret World of Arietti. Thank you. But yeah, that was a real laugh. So congratulations, Ninja Sushi. You made me laugh. Okay, but yeah, see, yeah, wonderful, wonderful things. I love anime. Uh, God, I can't. There's so much of it, and uh, The Cat Returns. I have not seen that. Sorry. Killer Orange Cat. You should watch the anime called Date Alive. Um. Okay. I'll check that out. I definitely like the I like recommendations. So I actually need one. I've done a whole lot of watching things, just completely completely watching the whole series. I watched the first. I just binged the first and second seasons of Fargo. I loved that. That was I didn't realize how good that series was. I then binged the second season of Sex Education, which is a very good series on Netflix, and I got my sister to do this too. The and now I'm forgetting the name. I'm not okay with this. I think it was. It's on Netflix. It's done by the same people who did The End of the Fucking World, and it's really good. So if you like a kind of a wonky, weird story, it's about. Before I go on, Skyrunner, I'm not ignoring you. Congratulations on the 627 subs, and yes, we can talk after the stream or something, and we'll set something up to do. So I'm sorry. It's as you can tell, my brain is kind of all over the place. And Jen Child, thank you very much for that donation. That means a whole lot. I would give you I'll give you a clap. See, I'm nice. Do you prefer dub or sub anime? Um, hmm. I bet somebody else could answer that for me. And there's reasons why. So, um, but when I was in college, and I can tell you, I was one of those. I never wanted to stop being in college. Like I was kind of like that that character that Ryan Reynolds played. I forget the name of the movie where he wants to stay in college because he likes the culture of it. I like class. I loved being in my dorm. Oh, that was great. Except I think I've told everybody that one of most interesting things that happened to me, and this was in 2008. Now, I went to Northern Illinois University, which is a huge school. It's the biggest school, I think, or at least the biggest state school in Illinois. It's got a 25,000 students, and fortunately, because because I was awesome at school, and I graduated from community college, Harper College in Palatine, Illinois, and I'm going to brag here. I'm going to brag here. Straight A's, the trustee scholar, faculty scholar, Phi Theta Kappa, and a couple other recommendations that they gave. It was really funny because the graduation was huge. So but all they did was read off your things real quick, and uh, I got a big standing ovation from 1,000 people who I didn't even know, and I can tell you that graduation day was to me one of the best days of my life. And then I went to Northern Illinois University, and I really liked it. Unfortunately, I did some bad stuff when I was there, and I was taking I was taking ambien at the time, and I was having problems with it. And I've told this story before. Is when things went downhill when I couldn't sleep. I didn't really want to take the ambien, but I couldn't sleep. I had an hour until my class was going to start, and I thought, I'm just going to skip the class. I'm getting an A in it. I'll be fine. So I'll just take the ambien and go to sleep. And then what happened was, and I have no memory of this. I thought I went to bed. Now, a week later, when I had the class again, the teacher wouldn't let me in the class. And I'm like, why? She's like, because of what you did the last. I'm like, I wasn't even in class last week. Oh, yes, you were. Apparently, I went down to the liquor store. I slept walk down to the liquor store, bought a big bottle of vodka, and drank it openly inside the classroom. Now, she wanted me to get kicked out of school for it, uh, which was not going to happen. They're not going to. I tell you one thing about schools: if you get straight A's in college and do something bad, they're not going to kick you out because they need to have their average up. Um, my psychiatrist, the wonderful Dr. Janine Paul, who I do credit for doing many wonderful things for me. She called him up and said, "You ain't kicking him out." Said he's got a psychological issue. He's registered with your disability thing. He had a bad reaction to a medication, and if you try to kick him out, he's going to have a good lawsuit against you. Um, and it said, I understand what he did was upsetting, but again, he said he's got a medical condition, and they backed off. And it's like, uh, love that woman. Unfortunately, she changed her practice where she's still doing a psychiatry thing, but it's yoga now, and I have absolutely no interest in that. I know that yoga is a cool thing. Yoga saves people's lives. If you're familiar with Jake the Snake Roberts, who was a terrible drug addict and alcoholic, I mean, he was killing himself. There was a match that he did in Wisconsin where he just came to the ring and collapsed, and one of the wrestlers was got on the microphone and said, "This is disgusting. This is disgraceful." Da, da, da. Well, what they did is they went to his locker room and they found two empty bottles of vodka. So, I mean, this guy was killing himself. And what he did is he got involved with yoga. Diamond Dallas Page, another wrestler. Yep, DDP Yoga. Saved his life. So, I mean, wow, I mean, yoga is it's an interesting thing. I just don't have an interest in doing it. I think Evil Black Cat wants to do it. She mentioned that before, but I know it's something about being on the floor. Even when I did my karate, I didn't really care for that. So, okay, let me answer some things here. Thanks for joining the Discord, Skyrunner, and let's see. Oh, hi, LQB, I love you. It's so great to see you here. General Zod bought a bottle of vodka to class. I have no memory of it. I kind of wish that I did, but Ambien does some weird shit. Excuse my language. Um, when me and my sister have lived together on and off, just because we get along. We don't have animosity. We don't argue or anything. It's really interesting. So we get along fine, and it's good. So it's at the time we were living in an apartment in Elgin, Illinois, and I was still taking the Ambien, and it was just really messing me up. I mean, like one night I took one Ambien to go to sleep. I woke up like 2 days later, all the Ambien was gone. My sister was gone, and there was a half-empty bottle of Jack Daniels sitting in our living room. And I don't drink whiskey, and I don't. I embarrassed her to death. I put on my gator sandals, and we went to a sushi restaurant. And it's like, I don't remember that, and would I hate myself for doing that. That's so disrespectful, in my opinion. Now, Evil Black Cat tells me that the people there just thought it was funny, which I'm glad. I could see it being very offensive, and yes, I love cheesy kung fu movies. They are absolutely wonderful. But I like good kung fu movies too. I'm lame. The hardest drink I ever actually liked is brown water malt liquor coffee. Hey, I mean that's your thing. That's great. That is great. Let's see what we're doing here. Skyrunner. When you said you wanted to chat, did you mean on Discord? Yeah, we can do that. I mean, I'm not on it at the moment. I'm I've done some stuff, so I don't want to have anything else up on my computer because we were having connection problems. So I got way worse than that though. Well, I mean, if you want to tell them some of the stuff, you can, but it was bad. It was bad. So what I did was when I finally it was my reactions to it were just so bad. When I went to my, I think Evil Black Cat went with me. We went to my psychiatrist, and we asked her to put it in my medical record that I cannot be prescribed ambien ever again. That was my request because that drug messed me up. So it's in my medical records. So unless a doctor decides, hey, I don't really care, I can't get it anymore. See, Bitty Bitty takes it every night and never had a reaction. Well, here's the thing about it. When I first started taking it, and there were times when I was fine, or I gave Evil Black Cat the bottle, and she'd give me one every night, and she would keep the bottle away from me, and I would be fine. But for some reason, when I have the bottles myself and I take it, weird things start to happen. I mean, I made the mistake when I first started taking it of being interested in what would happen if I resisted it. And that was my mistake. Because when I resisted it that one time, then I started having these reactions. And I think that's what happened. I wasn't trying to just be high, but I thought it would be interesting. Now, I'll tell you, it was interesting, but it was scary as hell. Because I'll tell you what happened is I resisted it. Now, first I saw a maypole. I had a big basement that I lived in. I saw a maypole, and there was these girls dancing around the maypole, and all of a sudden this arm comes out from under my bed and tries to grab me, and then I move, and it comes up from somewhere else, and I'm crawling to the corner of the bed, and it's like, it was just, I was hallucinating that shit. And here's the weird thing. You see, at that time, I did not know that I had epilepsy, or I didn't have epilepsy at the time. Um, and you guys know that when I don't take my medication, I can have partial seizures. And the partial seizures are really freaky. It's like I'll be laying in bed and someone will be slamming and knocking on my door or yelling at me from outside. So that's why I have to make sure I take my gabapentin all the time. And so those could have been partial seizures exacerbated by the ambien. And some people are asking me questions, and I'm going on and I'm not getting to it. So I'm very sorry. Jen Child, I'm trying to place this where you're drinking during your undergrad, or were you actually in graduate school? I was a junior when I graduated with 60. Actually, it was like 70. I took some extra classes, credit hours, with my associate's degree. And then I transferred to Northern Illinois University as a junior. And it was my second semester as a junior. And that was when I did that. I can even tell you, it was in February of 2009. And it was quite a thing, quite a thing, quite a thing. And I would actually like to go back and do some more with school. People say that with the education that I have right now that it would be useless. I just like it. But I had a big problem I'll tell you when everything went bad for me. I mean, if you guys are interested in hearing this, I mean, I keep talking about it. And we're not talking about cats for the channel or horror or stuff. We're just talking about me, which we don't have to do. But if you want me to tell you what happened, what bad stuff, when I started going down the road, I'm more than happy to share that with you. Someone's aging himself. They know I'm a little bit older than the other guys, but I still look young and cute, so it's fine. Um, but they don't know how old I was when I went to college, so who knows? And who knows? Maybe I reverse. Maybe I age backwards, or maybe I stopped aging at 21. But but I don't think anybody cares. I mean, no one's gonna know. But and I love you guys anyway. So let's see. I'll tell you what happened. If you don't, if whew, I had a relationship, a long distance relationship, and it was with a wonderful, wonderful person. Well, that's really strange that you asked that. It wasn't English class. It was an English. It was a technical writing class, but it was an English class. What happened? What happened was my voice makes me think he's still in college. Well, thank you. I take after my mom. And so does my sister. My mom doesn't seem to age much, and I take care of myself. I work out, and uh, I drink tea with antioxidants in it. So I take care of myself as best I can. Try to keep in shape and everything. But let me tell you. Yeah, it was an English class, but I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. I started talking to my then I wouldn't say fiance, but we had talked about getting married, and it was long distance, and it just got really hard for me because when I was at a huge school, like I said, there's 26,000 students, and so many people in the dorms, and I love my dorm room. I was very lucky that I got a huge grant that paid for the dorm room. Plus, I was on disability at the time, so I was able to pay for everything easily, which was nice. And when winter break, which was like 5 weeks, came around, I didn't have anywhere else to go. So I paid to stay in my dorm for the entire winter break there, and it was weird. Everything just, I mean, it went from this packed city to a frozen wasteland, and I was like the one person in my uh, what do you call it? In the section of the dorm that I was in, uh, it was really really weird. And I mean, with all the lights off and nobody there, and everything's frozen, and it's wow. And I just started kind of losing it a little bit because I kind of felt like Jack Torrance from the Shining movie, not the Jack Torrance from the book, because they're definitely different characters. And I wasn't shaving, let my hair grow long, and I had a cast on because I broke my wrist for like the fourth time, and I was just alone. And the only person I had to talk to was a person who lived in Florida, and my mind just started really going, and walking around. And I had a weird experience. If you guys listen to all my early stories, there was that one story where some guy got into my dorm room and left a note on my laptop saying I can get in anytime I want, and freaked me out. I had my my door. The dorm rooms were like thick, with like three locks on them, and I was just like kind of terrified there. But yeah, so I just started to go, and one day I kind of looked in I kind of looked in the mirror in the bathroom, like, oh shit, you now look like Jack Nicholson did in that movie. Had to shave, and it was a freaky time. I mean, if you've never been that alone before, it's it's hard to explain. It's just different, you know. So that kind of what led me to having the ambien and stuff like that, because it was just really messing with me, and so kind of I went downhill. And then yeah, I did leave NIU, and I went back to Harper, and then I went to Northeastern for my bachelor's. I got my bachelor's there, and went back to NIU for graduate degree. And yes, the psychology, and the thing is that I've always it was sort of a spur of the moment thing. When I was talking to the counselor and getting into community college, he was like, "Oh, so do you have any idea what your major is?" He said, "You don't have to declare one, but you can if you want." And I wasn't really sure, so I said psychology. And psychology is the saving grace of my life. I love it. I could read about it, talk about it. It's like I picked it on the whim, but it was right. Well, was it haunted? Not that I know of. There was stories about it, but no, it doesn't exist anymore. They tore. I was so upset. Douglas Hall, they tore it down. Hey, Christine, hope you're doing great. Glad to see you. Very glad to see you. Oh, so I just want to tell you about the Douglas Hall. Another scary thing that happened to me that you guys probably know, and I don't want to take anything away from the people who really were had problems here, but I was there. I was there when, if you remember, there was a massacre at NIU, and I just remember going to the my computer, and I always check the uh, NIU, and I wasn't in my dorm. I was like in a study area, with my laptop, and I was checking the NIU main page, and it said all students who live on campus get to your dorms right away. There is a shooter on campus. I had to run. It was scary. It was scary as hell because then I had to get from there to my dorm, lock myself in, and again, I'm not taking anything away from any of the victims. You know, this is their story. This asshole, who blamed his OCD on it. My OCD is so freaking severe. It'd scare the crap out of you guys if you were around me all the time. I don't go around killing people, but yeah, he killed, and it was on Valentine's Day, 2008, and that was terrifying. And we had to have visuals for the people that died, and I put that on there too. It's in 3 or 4 scary college stories. But yeah, it's scary for me, much scarier for the people who were in there, and Cole Hall, and fortunately, it I don't no, I can't say fortunately anything. The whole thing is yeah, OCD. There is no freaking reason that anybody is just gonna have OCD and go kill people. Kurumi OCD too. Sorry to hear that, but yeah, it's a pain. It's a pain. Um, it had pretty severe. Oh, Skyrunner, you just like sharing things like that too much, don't you? Ah, lordy, lordy, lordy. Try some Pepto. Oh, that's great. I love that. But, whew, anyhow, we're getting to some serious stuff here. Now, I am curious. I think I asked on Twitter or in here, but I didn't get any answers, I don't think. Or I was having problems with the chat, so I couldn't read it. There's Creepypasta. There's one Creepypasta that scared the crap out of me. Oh, I'll bring you some Prozac after the stream's over, if that's alright. I got a bottle of it right here. We both take it, so he said, hey, just take one of mine. You can take 40s, right? Okay, now I'm moving on. Oh, hey, Project 237. I love that name. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to go on for a while, so I hope you stick here. But the one creepypasta that actually scared me is called... A story to scare my son. I'm wondering if it's a no sleep story. I'm just wondering if you guys have heard that. Oh, Jen, thank you. Thank you. The cats in the channel will be very happy. That's very generous. Uh, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to I've had some donations from some wonderful people. I need to do something great for you guys. So at the end of my next video, I'm gonna do like a shout out to everybody who's donated. So I'll make sure that I'm going to I'll put all the names up. I have to go through all things to find other people who donated, but I'll put all the names up and give you guys a shout out at the end of the video. I appreciate it so much. The worst story, in my opinion, was the Sweet Apple Massacre. God, that one was sick. But have you guys heard? Have you guys heard? Oh, Jen, thanks. Hope you come back, and thank you again for the donations. You're great. Very generous. Much love. But okay, so let me get back to this. No one's saying that they heard it. So I'm wondering if you guys wouldn't mind if I read it. It's kind of demented, but I feel bad because I can't get a hold of the author, but it's no sleep and people read it anyways, and I'm not trying to make money off it or something. So I figured if you guys want to hear it, I will read it. When I heard it for the first time, it was read by Creepypasta, who I really like. Again, I know I'm not a creepypasta channel, but I like creepypastas, and I would like to do them every now and then. True stories only go so far. Creepypastas, you can do so much with them, and if you do it, okay. Okay, Kelly McAllister, I haven't heard it, but I'd love to hear it. Okay, I'm going to warn you again. It's a little sick and demented, but it's scary as hell. But okay. Have I heard of the Sweet Apple Massacre? No, I'm sorry, I've not heard of that. But if it actually is, if you actually think it's scary, I'll give it a shot. Now, let me pull this story up. I hope I don't piss anybody off, but hey, I could always just get rid of it, but that's fine. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, this story is demented. I mean, I couldn't have written it. So right now we're just going to go ahead, and my computer's lagging just a little bit, but once it gets me the script up, I'll read it. But yeah, Creepypasta, I'm not going to be able to do it as good as he did. I mean, I learned that story, and I was like, and it was pretty demented. Now, the guys, he posted it on No Sleep. His name is Oven Friend. I tried to get in touch with him. He hasn't been on Reddit in like years, so wasn't able to do that. But so a shout out to Oven Friend, who wrote what I think is the scariest creepypasta I've ever heard. So first, I'm going to turn the volume of the microphone down a little bit. It looks like it's going really loud. Let me know how I sound right now, and I'll get to go into the story. Hi, Skywalker. You know that story involves Big Macintosh raping and murdering the Cutie Mark Crusaders, right? Yikes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to read that. That's a little too much. Sorry. I dreamed last night that I was on a roller coaster and my fuse came off, and this led to the decapitation of a young child, and mother child fell off the side. You're demented. I love it. Okay, here we go. A story to scare my son. Son, we need to have a chat about internet safety. I slowly crumpled down onto the floor next to him. His laptop was open, and he was playing Minecraft on a public server. His eyes were locked into action. Comments scrolled down the side of the screen in the chat box. Son, can you stop your game for a minute? He exited the world. closed the laptop and looked up at me. Dad, is this going to be another cheesy, scary story? What? I faked hurt feelings for a second, and then grinned at him. I thought you liked my cautionary tales. He grew up listening to my stories about children who encountered witches, ghosts, werewolves, and trolls. Like many generations of parents, I use scary stories to reinforce morals and teach lessons about safety. Single dads like me should use the parenting tools at their disposal. He scrunched his face a little. They were fine when I was 6. But now that I'm getting older, they don't scare me anymore. They seem kind of silly. If you were going to tell a story about the internet, can you make it really, really scary? I squinted incredulously. He folded his arms. Dad, I'm 10, and I can handle it. Okay, I'll try. I began. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Colby. His expression indicated that he wasn't impressed with the terror of the introduction. He sighed deeply and settled in for one of Dad's cheesy stories. I continued. Colby went online and joined several children's websites. After a while, he started talking to other kids in-game and on the message boards. He made friends with another 10-year-old boy named Helper 23. They liked the same video games and shows. They laughed at each other's jokes. They explored new games together. After several months of friendship, Colby gave Helper 23 6 diamonds in a game they were playing. That was a very generous gift. Colby's birthday was coming up, and Helper 23 wanted to send a cool present in real life. Colby figured it wouldn't hurt to give Helper 23 his home address, as long as he promised not to tell it to any strangers or grown-ups. Helper 23 swore he wouldn't tell anyone else, not even his parents, and set about mailing the package. I paused the story and asked my son, "Do you think that was a good idea?" "No," he said, shaking his head vigorously. In spite of himself, he was getting into the story. Well, neither did Colby. Colby felt guilty about giving away his home address, and his guilt began to grow. By the time he put his pajamas on the next night, his guilt and fear were larger than anything else in his life. He resolved to admit the truth to his parents. The punishment would be steep, but it was worth it to have a clear conscience. Then he squirmed in his bed as he waited for his parents to tuck him in. My son knew the scary part was coming up. In spite of his rough talk, he leaned forward, wide-eyed. I spoke quietly and deliberately. He heard all the noises of the house. The washing machine bounced around in the laundry room. Branches scraped against the brick outside his room. His baby brother cooed in the nursery, and there were some other noises he couldn't quite pinpoint. Finally, his dad's footsteps echoed down the hall. "Hey, Dad," he called nervously. "I have something to tell you." His dad stuck his head in the doorway at a weird angle. In the darkness, his mouth didn't seem to move, and the eyes were all wrong. "Yes, son." The voice was way off, too. "Are you okay, Dad?" The boy asked. "Uh-huh," son of the father, in a strangely affected voice. Colby pulled his covers up defensively. Is Mom around?" "Here I am." Mom's head popped into the doorway below Dad's. Her voice was an unnatural falsetto. "Were you about to tell us that you gave your home address to Alpha 23? You shouldn't have done that. We told you never to give out personal information on the internet." She continued, "He wasn't really a kid. He just pretended to be one. Do you know what he did? He came to our house, broke in, and murdered both of us, just so he could spend some time with you. A fat man in a wet jacket emerged from the child's doorway, holding the two severed heads. Colby shrieked and gasped as the man dropped the heads on the ground, unsheathed his knife, and moved into the room to work on the boy. My son screamed too. He twisted his hands defensively over his face, but we were just getting started with the story. After several hours, the boy was almost dead, and the screams had become whispers. The killer noticed the wailing of a baby in another room and removed his knife from Colby. This was a special treat. He had never murdered a baby before and was excited about the prospect. Helper 23 left Colby to die and followed the cries through the house like a homing beacon. In the nursery, he walked to the crib, picked the baby up, and held it in his arms. He moved towards the changing table to get a better look, but as he held the baby, the crying died down. The baby looked up and smiled. Helper 23 had never held a baby, but he gently bounced in his arms like a pro. He wiped his bloody hands on the blanket so he could stroke the baby's cheek. Hey there, sweet little guy. The beautiful rage of sadism melted into something warmer and softer. He walked out of the nursery, took the baby home, named him William, and raised him as his very own. After I finished the story, my son was visibly shaken. Between ragged staccato breaths, he stammered, "But Dad, my name's William." I gave him the classic dad wink and tousled his hair. Of course it is, son. William ran up the stairs to his bedroom in a fury of sobs. But deep down, I think he likes the story. Oh, guys, I got through it without one mistake. I'm pretty proud of myself there. Usually I stumble a little bit. So I'm really curious what you guys think of that story. That if for me it's just, I find it to be absolutely freaking terrifying. But I am very curious what you guys think. But it was, it really scared the crap out of me, I tell you. And once you guys catch up, I'm really interested. And for some reason, my captions are really small. I gotta make them big so I can see what I'm saying. But, yeah, that story actually won a no sleep competition. But, phew, that is the one that scared me. I mean, that twist at the end, I did not see that coming. The horrible stuff that happened in the story is one thing, but the revelation at the end. Oh, man. Whew, I take a deep breath. That revelation at the end is just shocking. But, oh, thank you, Patty. I'm glad I narrated it good. I'm gonna have to check out Oven Friend, see if I can find a way to contact him and maybe offer him like a small donation for that because I haven't been able to find him. But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. I love, like my sister just said, she loves it and hates it. I love and hate it too. So it's just wow, something else. Thanks, Elkie. Thanks, Project. Whew, a couple a couple of times my mouth was getting a little watery there, so really deep. But I liked that you did a stellar job narrating that. Thank you, Christine, my good friend. You hear kitties whispering in the background. That might have been me. I the one thing I did, you might have heard me at one point get quiet and I whispered a few things. That was my OCD. Kind of like I just did right there. Usually I pause the microphone when I have to do a compulsion, but whenever I do it, I usually hear people saying, oh my god, I'm hearing a weird clicking," and I don't like to annoy people with that. Oh my god, what the hell? That word came up. Um, Christina, did you see that? I did not say that word. I never say that word. I've not said that word since the last time I said that word was in 2016. But anyone had captions on? Okay, sorry, that scared me a little bit. No, if anyone was in my, I think it was my Oscar live stream. Oh god, I had a weird thing happen. In the captions, that word, that word that sets off my OCD, appeared in the captions. Oh god. I just gotta calm down a little bit. Um, I'll share this with you guys. I have a trigger word, and it really sets my OCD off really, really bad. I can't. Yeah, it was that word. Um, if you want to type the word in there, I'll block it so I don't see it. But yeah, are you comfortable typing it down, Christina? Because if you are, you can type it, and I just won't look. Maybe if you type it and then people say a whole lot of things to move it up. No, it's not hell. It's worse. It's a. It's very very weird. It started. I can tell you. Um, it came up in the captions like I said it. Oh guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm probably acting really weird now. But it's okay. Salamander. Thank you. That's funny. Yeah, it's no hell doesn't bother me. I don't know what there was a movie, and I'll tell you guys, this is when I remember the worst parts of my OCD starting. I was 10 years old, and my mom took me and my sister to see a movie. It was a great movie, in my opinion. It was George Burns. It was the third Oh God movie, Oh God You Devil, which is I even still watch the movie now. But I was 10 years old. 10-year-olds have more of a religious being and stuff, and I'd been to when I was like 6, my mom's friends took me to a church, and um my mom who wasn't at the church, and like a pastor or someone grabbed me and took me behind the school and started telling your mom and your dad are going to hell. You better make sure that they come to the church. If they don't come to the church, when they go to hell. Maybe we're going to be able to keep you from going to hell because you're here, but they need to come here. They're bad people. They don't go to church. They're going to hell. And so that was when I was 5 or 6 years old. I know my mom got pissed off and she went down to church. And my mom doesn't tell people off very often. She does like to say, "I was pissed." That's her catchphrase. But she went down there and she put them in the line. You'll not talk to my son like that. So, uh, so we went to see Oh God You Devil when I was 10. And yes, we did see it in the theater. And I was 10. I was curious. I still believed in stuff like that. I don't believe in the devil now, which is weird. Why you think it might? Uh, uh, yeah, that one too. It's too close. But I have to look away from I'm gonna have to look away from the chat until that word goes away. Um, that movie, I loved it, but it scared me. And you know how people have thoughts that you have thoughts. Everybody has thoughts that they can't really control. Um, and my thoughts got into making deals with the devil against my will or something like that. And it really started to make that word difficult for me. And I don't know, but it started right then, and I don't think they even say that word in the movie. They refer to him as something else, Topher or something. But yeah, it will uh it was it just started, and ever since then I just been terrified of that word, and whenever I see it, it just sets off my OCD, and I start getting crazy and thinking that bad things are going to happen to people, and it's weird. So it's coming up on the screen like that, and yeah, like if it was a mistranslation, there was a couple other mistranslations I saw up there too. But it just really set me off. As you can tell, I've been talking about it for like 10 minutes now. I'm better now. I'm calm. And no, Pete, no, PPL, don't worry about it. It's you didn't really know that word's close bugs me. So that's not your fault. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, now we have to bring this down a little bit. So, um, I'm glad you guys liked that story. It was one of my favorites. There's another one that I really like. I have to see if I can get the author to let me read it, where a kid in school goes off looking for something in the dark tunnels under the school, and I like that one too. I haven't heard it in a long time. God bless your heart, and thanks, guys. It's thanks for putting up with my craziness. Uh, it is wonderful that I could be crazy. Yes, I remember the church lady, and I can't watch the church lady because she always says it. The only church lady thing I can watch is the one with Roseanne where they do Misery, and I say the word once, but what I did was as I had the video, and I cut that one word out. So, um, but yeah, it's great. Roseanne plays Annie Wilkes, and uh, uh, Dana Carvey says he's gonna stop doing the church lady. And so she's a big church lady fan. So it's just like Misery. She's got Dana Carvey in the bed, and she tries to force to bring the church lady back to life and everything. What really sucks is that when he tells me his OCD stuff, I pick up on it. So the particular one bothers me now, not as much as it was. Yeah, you guys saw how much I freaked out when I saw that. Um, it brought me back to that Toby thing. I sent that to Chills. I know him a little bit. I mean, he knows who I am. I know who he is. He's put a couple of my stories in his videos. Uh, I really thought that he would use that. Maybe people should go to the Reddit. Maybe I'll post that. Maybe you guys can go to the Reddit and tell him he should use it in one of his videos because that was scary. I mean, here's the thing about why this video would work really well because you guys know me. You know that I look at uh, videos on YouTube where people fake ghosts and fake hauntings and stuff, and I do my best to debunk the ones that are fake as hell. I mean, this is really. I used to really believe more in the paranormal than I do now. I still have a little bit of a belief in it, in possibility, but I get so upset of all the people who fake this stuff on YouTube, some of them are just so bad at it. And see, that's important, and I'm known to be like that. So there's one thing that everybody would know is I did not fake that. I wouldn't fake a video of the paranormal because I'm a skeptic. And when I was telling a story about somebody, his name, and I didn't say it. I even looked back and listened to the words. Did not sound like I said Toby, and Toby appeared on the screen. So I think he should put it on there and mention, there's one person. If there's one person, uh, well, not one person. There's other people too, but it would be like Captain Disillusion faking a ghost video, or Penn and Teller faking a ghost video. It's not going to happen because we hate it when people do that. So he would have something that point on there, and I think that would be good. But then again, I messaged it. It's on his Reddit. So if anyone wants to go there and look at the submissions and say, "Hey, put this in there," then that'll be good. Have you heard of Huff Paranormal? That one really upsets me. I've not heard about it. What is it? Oh, and see, okay, that's another thing I want to talk about. I do plan on doing some debunking videos. I like doing that. Do you guys think that I should set up a different channel to do that? Or should I do it on here? Because I know that I don't want to upset people, but I am not saying ghosts don't exist. I definitely am not saying that. What I'm saying is that I watch a video and I know exactly what the person did and they're lying to us. And I think most people should know that my favorite quality, the one thing about me that I value more than anything else, is my integrity. So I'm not going to try to make anybody look bad, but I hate it when people lie to me. And a lot of these videos, people are lying to us, and they are preying on beliefs in the paranormal to mess with people. So, I do want to do this. But yeah, if it would be better for me to set up a different channel so it doesn't really upset people who really like it, that's fine. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you guys a story. Um, if you guys probably know that in 2016 I went to Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Louisville, Kentucky, and we did a ghost hunt there. And this was around the time that I was shifting from really believing in the paranormal to becoming more skeptical of it. Now, there was something very, very interesting. So you mentioned the spirit box, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. Some people there had a spirit box, and they. Well, yeah, Christine, that's what I want everyone to know. I don't say ghosts or cryptids. I don't say they don't exist. So please, when I do videos like that, don't think I'm insulting people who think that it exists. I'm not doing that. I will be talking about the people in the video themselves that are lying to us. I'm not going to make any sweeping statements on the paranormal at all. So I don't want anyone to get upset when I do that. But okay, let me talk about there's a lot of stuff on the video. If you watch the video, I'm just kind of being a jerk, making bad jokes and turn it all into a big comedy thing. I want to make a sequel, but I haven't been able to get there. But yeah, a guy there had a spirit box. I helped him out. I actually left when he wasn't getting anything on it. I said, guys, I'm a skeptic. Maybe the ghosts don't want to come because I'm a skeptic and stuff. But the thing is, I didn't tell him is he was trying to get the children to sing "Ring Around the Rosies." Now, here's the funny thing about it: people probably don't know that "Ring Around the Rosies" did not become really well known in the United States of America until the 1960s. It wasn't really said here until that time period. It was mostly, Britain. And the kids who died in Waverly Hills died before that song became popular here. So he was trying to get these ghost children to sing a song that they wouldn't have known. And yeah, I actually went away because I started laughing and I couldn't stop laughing. And I didn't want to be an asshole and tell this guy, there's no way those ghost kids would know that song. It wasn't popular in America until the 60s. These kids died in the 30s. And I just had to walk away and just stop being an asshole because I didn't want to be an asshole. So he was having fun. They were having fun. I will tell everybody there was something that did happen there. I didn't put it in the video because I didn't have my phone on. And yeah, London Bridge. That would have been more well known. But yeah, Ring Around the Rosies. Most people don't know that. It became popular, I think, in the '60s. Because of I think it was because of a TV show or something. But before then, it really wasn't known. And well, anyhow, let's move on from that. We'll talk more about Waverly Hills. There was something that happened. Now, I can't figure out what it was. I'm not saying it was paranormal, but it seemed paranormal. Towards the end of the day, or night, because we were there at night, 5 or 6 people I was with them were walking down a hallway. All of a sudden, like 3 of them kind of like moved their heads, and I felt like something hit me and threw me into a room. And I had to lean up against the wall, and I was trying to calm down, and they're like, I mean, I wasn't the only one who felt it. I felt it the hardest, so. And my friend Rebecca felt it. A couple of people in front of her because they moved real quick, their heads backwards, as if something had hit them. I got knocked into the other room. Now, here's the thing: is I'm not saying that was a ghost, because I'm a psychologist. I know how powerful the power of suggestion is. Oh, before I go in, LKB, you have a great night's sleep. Much love to you, and I'm so happy to see you here. Where yeah, I don't know what it was, but it could have been suggestion. Maybe when I saw the people moving their heads, and I'm not just I'm not dismissing it. So please don't think that I'm not dismissing it. It could have been something paranormal. I don't know what it was. I'm just saying it could have been paranormal. It could have been suggestion. This is the one where I would lean more towards maybe possibly paranormal, but I'm not going to admit it. So, project. It's 5 a.m. in Germany. My cat just ran in the room like heck. Jacob, your voice attracts kittens. Oh yes. Uh, that kitten story. Yeah, that I love that kitten story because it was very similar to something that happened to me and my friend. My roommate were walking to the store at night, and this little kitten followed us around. It was just so cute. It didn't go to the store with us. It went down to a bank, and then we went to the store, and we came back, and it was there. It was like, hey. So we have 8 cats. We couldn't have another one, but he came, ran to the house. We gave him some food, and the kids across the street, I think they adopted him or something. That was great. But love kittens. I want something to happen to me, but nothing ever has. Maybe it's because I want it to. Uh, well, I mean, Shift, why don't you, do you ever go to a supposedly haunted place? I mean, I, I went to Waverly Hills. That was the first, like, paid for one, and my wonderful friend Rebecca Adams did it for my birthday. It was, oh, God. And she got me a steak beforehand. Oh, we went to the steakhouse. They had the greatest tasting, like, biscuits. But that steak, ooh, nice and rare. I cut into it, and I cut into that steak, and it went moo. That's the kind of steak I like. It's gotta be so rare it moves at you. But I had a great steak, mashed potatoes. Oh, and then we went to Waverly. On the way home, we stopped in this town where the Everly brothers were from, and I dared Rebecca's daughter to go into a gas station and go up, and she's so cool. Go up to the gas station and act real frantic. So if I dare you to go there and go be like, oh my god, where's the Everly Brothers? Where's the Everly Brothers Memorial? Oh my god, I gotta see it, I gotta see it so bad. Where is it? Someone show me. Oh man, oh man, oh man. She did it, it was so fucking awesome. But see, then she got obsessed. She didn't even know who the Everly Brothers were. So we went to their memorial thing, their monument, and took pictures outside of it, which we still have. And maybe I'll show that. And then she just got obsessed, going, "Wake up, little Susie, wake up, and she kept singing it over and over again. It was great. But I think to the GFM for my birthday present, if anyone would like to help out, my poor mom can use any help at all to pay for it. Hey, I gave her my birthday present, so she gets a little bit of extra. She gets a little bit more of a chance to get it because I said, I don't really need a birthday present. My thing, what I like to do on my birthday is just go out and eat with people I care about, and then go to a restaurant, uh, have something. That's all I really care about. I like the interaction. So yeah, see, I don't want to end up like that. I'm close enough as it is. Oh yeah, the cats. Well, here's the thing about the cats. I really gotta. We had 4 cats when we came here, and that was all we were going to have. But my brother's cat had babies and stuff, and um, this is actually. I mean, I wanted to bitch slap him. My nephew took my brother's cat, the mom cat, and threw it up against the wall and broke her leg. So my brother was upset. Now, first off, if I was there and that happened, my nephew would have got bitch slapped like he wouldn't believe. You, that's just wrong to take a poor little defenseless thing that can do probably nothing to you and throw it against the wall. I would have thrown him against the wall. Um, See, I'm mad even thinking about it. I can't be too mad at him now because he lost his dad. I mean, I lost my brother. Um, but it's a So my brother was worried about the kittens, so he brought them to my house to take care of them. The 3 kittens, who we now have, Yuchuru, Konohamaru, and Kujo. Kujo Kujo is funny because I named her ironically. She's the cutest little sweetest little thing in the world. She's got this look on her face. She's just freaking adorable. So I named her Kujo to be ironic. Um, but then my brother passed away, unfortunately, and once he passed away, I can't get rid of the cats because it's kind of like part of my brother. So I want them to be here. So it's uh that's just the way that I feel. So I ain't ever getting rid of them. I was like getting mad at Jerry for having an attitude with the cats. Can you imagine someone hurting them? Yeah, like I said, he never yelled at the cats when I was around. I would have like I don't like that. I mean I do yell at them sometimes if they piss me off. Yeah, Evil Black Cat is my sister. Oh, Night Karumi, thank you so much for being here. I hope you show up for other streams or other things. Uh, Wonderful. But so then there was. This is going to sound really weird, but Jerry was kind of jealous of my cat. The only cat we call my cat is Drusilla. She's a black cat. Technically she's not my cat. She's my sister's cat, but she loves me. She's probably pissed off at me now because I spend a lot of time in my room and only let her come visit once in a while because there's things I don't want her to get into. Um, but the um, he actually got jealous of Drusilla because Drusilla would always sit in my lap. If I go out there right now in the living room, first thing she's gonna do is get up and run over to me and sit in my lap. That's what Drew does. She's my girl, and he just got jealous of it, which is okay. So he went out. He's gonna get mad at me if he hears this. He went out and but he knows I care about him. It's great. So our next door neighbor had some kittens, and they had a black cat. So he asked me if he could have one. I'm like, we got 7 cats now, but you know, an 8th cat's not gonna make a big difference. One more. So uh, so now we have Ash, which he didn't take with him, which is fine. I mean, um, Beaver Black Cat said he couldn't, but technically it is his cat. But so that became our 8th cat. So nice to meet you. Mentions you so often. Yeah, well, she's like the person that I'm around the most. She's a person I talk to probably more than anyone else. So, well, it's like the stream is dying down a little bit. So I have been going on for a while. Um, actually enjoying it though. I think we've had a great talk, and I've told you a whole lot of things, so that is wonderful. Then, ooh, my screen got frozen there for a second. But yes, named for. She's the one I'm named for. Yeah, but they're wonderful. Um, yes, he does. Ash needs to be fixed. Oh my god, and he needs to stop showing them to everybody. You ever guys have an animal that does that? Yeah, a boy animal that does that. He just like, hey, look at these all the time. That would be Ash, and it's like, Ash, we don't want to see that. So put your tail down. But Ash is a sweetheart. He's very intelligent. Like Drusilla, the other black cat, he answers to his name. If you say Ash, he'll come running to you. Just like Drusilla. Not we call her Drusilla because we don't really call her that. We just call her Drew. So it'd be like Drew, and she'll come running or she'll come walking. She answers to her name. Both of our black cats do. It's pretty neat. But yes, Ash needs to be fixed because uh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, she can tell you why. he can get a bit on the annoying side. Where do you get those names? Well, I can. Drusilla is when she got Drusilla, she originally named her Darla after the vampire on Angel and Buffy. But when she was telling somebody, "Hey, my cat's name is Darla," they thought Darla from the Little Rascals, and she didn't like that. So she wanted to name her after another vampire. So she named her Drusilla after the other vampire, the probably my favorite character maybe on Buffy. But it's kind of hard to call her Drusilla all the time. So we just call her Drew. She named. I don't know why. Oh, Christine. Hey. Yes. I hope you're well, and thank you very very much, and much love. It's always wonderful to see you here. I love all you guys. So, I don't know why she named Rukia, why she named Althea. Um, those ones I don't know. Ichigo we named because of his color, and it's kind of named after the character from Bleach, but it's also Ichigo is the Japanese word for strawberry. A lot of people mess around with redheads and call them strawberries. So he's a redhead, so uh, Ichigo we thought was an appropriate name. Konohamaru is from Naruto, and we named. I think my sister named him that when he was a kitten because he was so spunky. And Konohamaru on the show is really spunky too. Uh, Yuchiro is named after a character from Bleach also, um, who is a small girl who who always stands on people's backs. She grabs people's backs when they run, so she doesn't have to run. She just holds on to their backs. And Yuchiro, the kitten, was doing that a lot, so they named her Yuchiro. And Ash is named after um, Ash's full name is Ashy Slashy. He's named after the greatest horror movie character of all time, Ash Williams from The Evil Dead. Um, but yeah, when we got Ash, we were watching the last season of Ash versus Evil Dead, and I'm so pissed off they canceled that show. That show was wonderful. God, I looked forward to it every single day. But yeah, so he's named after Ash Williams, and I just guess he was listening to the show and heard it there. So we got that. So yep, Ashy Slashy, and they're good cats. They can get kind of annoying sometimes, but uh, that's any animal. So calls him Ashley when I'm being served. That's the funny thing about I don't know if they dropped that. Yeah, I think they put it back on there because Ash Williams' name is Ashley Williams, but no one ever calls him that, of course, except in I think I think he was called that in Army of Darkness. I've seen the movie a long time. I'll have to go back and do that. So, well, let me get you guys an update on what's going to be going on. Uh, again, I have a 3-story. Actually, it'll be 6 stories because there'll be 3 on mine and 3 on Wondrous Libraries. So they're going to be sort of. They're not Let's Not Meet stories. Maybe they were on his. I don't do that. I only do original stuff. Uh, so my 3 stories will be original. I think he's going to get his 3 from Let's Not Meet, which is fine. So we'll both be doing one story on each other's channel. I do absolutely recommend watching his videos, Wondrous Library. He has got a great voice, and I hope that his channel does become successful. So we'll be doing that. I also have a 3-story video of thunderstorm stories. I know you guys like those. Uh, I want to get that out tomorrow. I'm going to try really hard. Now, the reason it takes a while sometimes is the editing of the stories because they have to be in my voice. If they're not in my voice, I can't read them. So I hope to have that out tomorrow and the other one soon too. Like I said, I might add a creepypasta here and there because hey, it's I'm enjoying them. I play certain video games. I'm not going to get into that because I know some people like them, some people don't. And sometimes I'll have YouTube on in the background. And I lately have been listening to more creepypastas because they're longer stories. Now I'm not going to change the channel. This is a true, mainly a true scary story channel. But if I add some variety, maybe I don't know. My creepypasta readings don't usually get anywhere near as much views, but there'll be more product out there. So I don't know. Let's give it a try and see what happens. It's I really want to really get some more videos out for you guys and interact with you more again. You guys know that my brother passed away a year and a half ago, and you know how bad it affected me. Um, we were never really close, but for the last couple of years of his life, I don't know why, but I became like his favorite person, and uh, we actually became friends. And it was very, very odd because we never were like that. I always spent a lot of time with my sister, and he was kind of jealous of that. But he would do things that I wasn't interested in. I mean, it's I mean, like in high school and stuff, his friends like to break into people's cars and stuff, and it's like it's not my sort of thing. I don't like to hurt people. Um, it was a whole bunch of weirds, and I just didn't enjoy it. Or they'd drive around their car, smoking cigarettes and farting all the time. I don't like being around people who fart all the time. Uh, so I want to make sure. Um, Ever since he passed away, we were getting much better friends and stuff. And I don't know why if I asked him to do something, he would do it. If anybody else did, he usually didn't. So we got pretty close towards the end. So when he passed away, it was the first really close member of a family that I lost, and it pushed me back. As everyone knows, that's kind of when my channel started to get less product. It really started to go down, and several times I've tried to come back, but then I go back down again. Spend a lot of time by myself. My fiance, even though we're talking again, I had a bad, I had an ex fiance. I had a bad thing with him. Oh, here's something. There was this guy, I think I told you about it, that tried to break into my house. He was a drug dealer that my brother knew. And he thinks for something that was going on with my brother, I don't know, he thinks I owed him like $28. And, I actually bought a stun gun to keep him away from me. But I was at the Dollar Tree today, and he was there. And when he left the Dollar Tree, he out of the truck, and he waited for me to come out of the Dollar Tree. And I come out of the Dollar Tree, and he's like, hey, so you got the $28 you owe me? I'm like, no. And you know why? Because I don't owe you $28. Yeah, you do. I said, no, you don't. I said, you you made some sort of deal with my brother, and it had nothing to do with me. And the week before it happened, I gave you, I loaned you $20, which you were supposed to give me back uh, a couple days later. You never did. He's like, oh yeah, I do remember that, so that means you owe me $8. I'm like, I don't owe you $8. I said, what you sold my brother, remember he was a drug dealer, my brother did some stuff like that. I said, was like 5 pills that my brother would not pay $28 for. He would pay like $5 for it. So here's the way I look at it. I'll clear the debt with my brother for the $5 for the pills that he bought for you. It means you owe me $15. He didn't like that. But yeah, it's like he just basically moved. I said, yeah, I don't owe you anything, Mark, and I appreciate it if you leave me alone. And so now we're gonna have to keep an eye out for him because, like I said, he tried to break into our house before. Um, I got my stun gun. If he tries it again, he's gonna get the shock of his fucking life. Because you don't mess with the killer orange cat. But yeah, that happened today, and it's like, dude, I'm not intimidated by you. Nobody scares me. So it's like, God, I told you, that big freaking guy who tried to attack me because I carry a messenger bag, and I broke his arm. My brother wanted to kill him. Like I told him, I was really going to tell him where the guy was, and my roommate thought I was lying. Yeah, what happened was this big guy at the gym started calling me like, oh, you're a fag carrying a purse and everything. I carry a messenger bag with me. I like them. They make my life a lot easier. And I don't care what people say about me. I really don't. But I avoided this guy, and this was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because sometimes I work out really late, and then I went to Walmart, which is open 24 hours. And he followed me there, and he tried to attack me. And everybody knows I practice Shotokan karate. I broke his arm. And then after I broke his arm, I ran behind the Walmart and I cried for about half an hour. I don't like violence. It upsets me to a very strong degree. I don't like hurting people. But I was trying to protect myself, and but after I did, and I went off and cried and stuff, and I felt better. Got what I was trying to get from Walmart and walked home. And I told everyone the story, and they should have seen, my roommates should have seen how upset I was about the funny thing. And I guess he tells my sister he thinks I was lying about it. It's like, what is the one thing I always tell people that's the most important thing that I have is my integrity. So, but I hate it. But if he tries to get into my house or do something, he's gonna be a hurt little bitch. So he's a big guy too, but and don't trust him. And after this thing, he tries to act like he's nice, but now I think he's gonna try some shit. Fortunately, me and my sister usually stay up all night, so if he tries to do anything, he won't be happy. The very moment we see him, because I've already told him if he comes onto my property again, he's gonna get arrested, and try to make it very clear that I'm not scared of you. Yeah, probably I like that. Your fingers might do what they want, ABC. My head does the same. We can't even write correct sentences by now. That's wonderful. This has been a nice little chat. I've enjoyed being with you guys. I'm probably going to stop this around 10:30. Sorry about that. I was pretty much planning on going about 2 hours. I do need to get some work, get some editing done, and some other stuff. I have to get back to the horses. That's a code. for somebody. That's a code for somebody. So don't think it means anything. I just promised I'd say it. And remember how I don't remember who this said it was. It always goes. Was it that goes on to shows and pulls her ear to say hi to her mom? That's something like that. So go. I gotta get back to the horses. And I'm sorry, I can't tell you what that means, but oh god, it's so funny. I just laughed and my head got light. So yeah, Mark is a piece of crap. It's a. Did you move the shovel? I did not move the shovel, but the shovel was moved. Yeah, we had our shovel was laying in our yard for some reason, but it wasn't. I don't think it wouldn't have been marked because um, that was moved before I saw him. I don't really know if he's stupid enough to come onto the yard. Like I said, he doesn't get a second chance. I told him, and I have it copied in a Facebook message, and I took a photo of it that this is his warning. He comes back into our yard. I'm not even going to say anything to him when we call the cops. So, have you ever watched the TV show called The Goldbergs? No, but I did. I have seen commercials for it. So, a lot of shows lately that I watch. I mean, watch a lot of YouTube, of course. Um, and I find shows to binge and stuff. I God, I gotta finish Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. I know a lot of people have said a lot of bad things about Julie Whittaker playing the Doctor, but I think she's amazing. Kelly McAllister. Well, I enjoyed this, but I should get some sleep. Well, thank you for being here, and I hope you have wonderful dreams. Because of what drugs he tried to take, they could give him the guts to show up. Yeah, he's a pretty bad drug addict and drug dealer, and I don't know. Coming in my yard would be a mistake. We have a stun gun, and we have Zangetsu. And for those of you who watch Bleach, we have the actual Zangetsu. I was gonna go to. I was planning on. I have a whole costume. I was planning on going to Comic Con as Ichigo Kawasaki. So I got. It cost me $200, but I got a pretty big sword. So you come out here and watch Doctor Who after the stream, with the non-broken TV. Uh, yeah, I'm possibly able to do that. Okay, well, hey guys, we're about at 10:30, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably end the stream. Uh, Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm so glad that you guys have been here. This has been a good stream. Uh, I feel great about it. I loved reading that story for you. Again, I gotta get in touch with the author. The sword's not sharp, though. And I'm only afraid of sharp. I'm only afraid of sharp, non-serrated knives. Serrated knives don't. I don't know why, but um, serrated knives don't bother me. Sharp knives that aren't serrated scare the living hell out of me. It's like something funny happened a few weeks ago when I thought it was a a bread knife in the cutting board. So I pulled it out without even looking at it, and my sister walked in the room and says, "Why do you have it knife?" And I saw it was a chef's. I across the room, scared the crap out of me. Oh, but no, I'm terrified. I have a phobia of knives. I when I get like a cantaloupe, I'll cut it with a butter knife. It's weird. But here we're gonna go, guys. Yeah, 11:29, so we got one more minute. So we're gonna go to 1:30, and let me say thank you all for being here. And if you want, we got a couple of donations and people who've donated in the past, so you will get all people who've donated before or donated today will get a shout out in my next video. My Hero Academia will be coming on soon. Yeah, but I need to really watch all that. It's great. So Patty, good night. It's so great to see you. Uh, Dan, thanks for being here. Jamil, love that name. Let's see, Project, thanks for the good time. Thanks for you being here. I hope to see you in more streams and more videos. Again, love your name. Christine, you have a wonderful night too. Love you. You're a great friend. I'm glad to see you. I don't have a list of everybody. If you say something, I'll say hello or say goodnight to you. Crossbows are awesome. Crossbows are scary. Oh, I don't know. I used to use when we had Richard. Richard used to let me use his compound bow. That was fun. I like bow and arrows. I like bow and arrows. I don't really like crossbows. So unless you too, Patty. Um, if anybody else wants a shout out, say something in the chat so I know you're here and I can say goodnight to you. Oh, I forgot to ask you. What do you guys think of the cat eyes? I thought that was gonna be. I thought I didn't want to. I usually just put a cat picture up there. I would do a stream where you guys could see me, but I don't have a webcam right now, so um, that'll be coming up. But don't say anything. So what I'm gonna say right now is, again, thanks for being here. Uh, if you can, like, take my sister's GoFundMe or my friend Insane Alphabet's GoFundMe, just tweet them or pass them on Facebook. They'll come across. They always come across some people who can help out. Um, like I said, my friend Insane is making a anime. Well, he calls it an anime. It technically won't be an anime. It'll be a cartoon in anime style. Uh, and he needs a PlayStation 4 to do it. So he's going to do that. And I'm just trying to help him by passing that around. My sister's trying to get a Switch for her. She will get it because my mom, I gave my mom. She's trying to raise some extra money for it, so I'm on to spend too much. But what I I gave her my birthday present. I said my birthday is in May, and so I said to my mom, "Well, how about you just add my birthday present? Don't get me a birthday present and add it to hers." So they're great. Those 8 cats in your eyes. I'm counting them. I don't know. This is a video I got from uh, a stock video service. I bought it and I haven't used it in a while, so I really like it. Christine, my main I was in backpacking and camping, my boxer and my crossbow. Yeah, I hope you have a great night. I hope you have a great night, Dan. So we are going to go now. So you all have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. I've had a wonderful night for you. And nobody said that I was drunk today. Woohoo! I win. But yeah, I'm being goofy. This has been great. And I hope everybody has a great night. Good night very much. And, oh, you want me to say it? Okay. But most important, make sure. I said it wrong. But most important, don't forget to make sure to check in your closet and check in your bed. Because you never know where you are, which guy's hiding! I was planning on doing that. I hope it's a jump scare that I hope it's a jump scare that you guys get going. You're sober as can be. No, I'm a little goofy, but I'm waiting for the jump scare to come up. But I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Good night, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow in the stream, not stream, in the video that I hope I will get out tomorrow evening. Also, oh, I forgot. Let me say one more thing. I may do another stream tomorrow of me and somebody else reading Annie 96's typing. I have to talk to her about it, so I may be able to get both a true story video and that creepypasta out. So I guys let you know. Just keep a look on Twitter and keep a look on the community board, and I'll communicate with everybody from there. So you all have a wonderful night, and I can't wait to see you next time.